All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day of SaberSim's DFS office hours. It is Friday, July 7th of 2023, last show of the week here. We do this show Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, as always. So if you guys have any questions ahead of the weekend, today is the day to get those answered. But for those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Andrew. I'm one of the coaches over here at SaberSim. It's a show where we go over how to use the SaberSim app, answer any and all DFS related questions. Questions can come in via support. Reach us at support@sabersim.com. Questions can come in live in the YouTube chat. Questions can also come in the office hours channel in our Discord server. If you're not in our Discord, there is a link in the description below to get joined up. Highly recommend it. As always, get access to all of our similar channels and our individual sport channels. You can see when lineups get released, when players get scratched, when concurrent sims run for that updated information. You can get access to our sport channels, like I said, where members of the SaberSim team and members of the community are talking strategy and giving and taking feedback each and every day. Great place to be. Highly recommended. But with that being said, looking ahead, we have a 12-game MLB main slate today. We have, it is Friday, so it is cut day for the PGA event. So good luck to all of you with your cut sweats and weekend-long showdown if you're playing showdown. And then over the weekend, we have MMA on Saturday. We have Formula One on Sunday, and we also have NASCAR on Sunday, and then we have our continued coverage of Wimbledon here. So a lot of DFS sports going on at the moment here. If you are not joined up with SaberSim, want to check us out, we have full sim support for all of the sports that I just mentioned. We have a 7-day, no strings attached free trial in the description of this video. Get joined up, check it out, and then come back on Monday and get your questions answered here. But with that being said, going to get the app pulled up. I have 3 questions to go over here in the Discord, and we will see where we go from there. But if anybody has something on their mind, now is a great time to get that in. Have a question here. It came in from D King. I did answer this, but I did want to go over it for everybody because I think that this is important to just visualize and see. So question was along the lines of this, what the screenshot said. This rule that I wrote gave me 3 relief pitchers in the utility for the MLB showdown tonight. All my relief pitchers are under 4 points. What am I doing wrong? So the rule that D King was trying to write was saying, hey, you use no more than 1 player who has a projection less than 4 was basically what they were trying to do here, right? And the way they wrote the rule was really close to the right way, but it ended up having one small mistake here that led to the rule not working as they wanted. So what this rule should look like, it should be a rule type is a group rule, selection method automatic, and then it says use at least 1 in the utility. So you're going to uncheck captain here is for MLB Showdown. Under requirements, you're going to add a requirement that says my projection less than 4. But what D King had, he had group by checked, and it was group by player. So if you group this by player, what it's going to do is it is going to create a rule for each player who has a projection under 4. And it's easier to visualize this. So if you want to see what this rule does with the group by on, save this rule as a manual rule. And then you're going to see that it says save 11 manual rules. So it is creating an individual rule for each player who has a projection under 4. And then if you save the rule, you can click this little arrow to give you like a drop down here. It'll show you how many rules are within this big rule that you wrote. So we can see all 11 individual rules. And what is happening is it is creating a rule for each player whose projection is under 4. This is not what you wanted. This is not what he was trying to accomplish. Leaving group by unchecked here and then saving as a manual rule will create 1 rule, which is what you were trying to do here, and it will take all 11 players whose projection is less than 4, and it will put them in 1 group and then say use no more than 1, which is what we were trying to do. So, hey, use no more than 1 player from this group of 11. So the key to writing this rule correctly is saying leaving group by unchecked so you get 1 big rule as opposed to 11 individual rules. So that was the key difference here. Important to note that here when you are writing your rules, but just wanted to cover that. It looks like I was able to get that sorted out with D King. Wanted to make sure everybody else is aware of that when doing rules for themselves here. But great question to get us started today. Next question here from J. Sams Jr. Question says, when it comes to pitches thrown by a pitcher, how can someone see how many pitches were thrown compared to the Sims? So good question here. I brought this over. So if you are on the app and, you have the default columns. So if you're on the SaberSim Pro plan or one of our older plans here, you get access to all this detailed stat information here. So if I go over to pitchers and I scroll over to the right, I could see, how many strikeouts they had on average in the Sims, how many walks they threw in the Sims, how many hits they gave up on average in the Sims here. And it's better to just leave it sorted by projection here. And then if I scroll all the way over to the right, we also have a pitches column. So this pitches column is going to show you on average how many pitches this pitcher threw across all of the Sims. So we are looking at, how many pitches they threw in each Sim, taking the average here, and then that is what you are going to see. So, look out for this pitches column, and then you can see, what their mean pitches thrown for the game are here. But there's no range of outcomes for the pitches that we show, or, you're not able to interact with the Sims and see how many Sims they threw in each one. You can just see that average number on the home screen. All right. Next question and last question at the moment from Scion Games. Scion said, Andrew, my question is, if I want to target a certain range of ownership, how can I do that with SaberSim? Do I set up a rule? Which rule? I see my own and adjusted own. Which should I use? Thanks. Okay, so I'm going to answer the second part first. So what I would use if I had to choose between SaberSim ownership and adjusted ownership, for what you are trying to accomplish, I would use ownership, because the SS own is going to be your contest ownership. This is the ownership that we think the players are going to have in your contest. The adjusted ownership is a metric that we use to look and account for players' variance, players' range of outcomes here. So the adjusted ownership is important for grading your lineups, but what it sounds like you're trying to accomplish, I would always use SS own in this case. And then as far as what I would do to account for this, I would write a lineup rule here. And then if you go to lineup rules, so you go to add new rule, these aggregate rules, these are rules that look at your lineup as a whole. So for this case, say you don't want to play any lineups with an ownership above 80%. So what you would do is you would go to aggregate rule, you would go to my own, you would go to sum, and then you would say no more than 80. And then this will make sure that all of your players in total, their sum ownership is no higher than 80%. And then this will be applied to each individual lineup here. If you want a range, right? If you want to go, hey, I want my lineups to be no more than 80%, but at least 50%, then you would just write two rules. So then I would write this rule, I would save this rule, and then I would come back, and then I would say my own sum at least, and then I would say, 50, and then I would save that rule, and then now you would have these two ownership rules that would be met when you go to build your lineups. So these lineup aggregate rules are going to be your best friend for lineup sum ownership type of rules here. Or secondly, if you're on the SaberSim Pro plan and you're building a bunch of lineups here for our pro users, what you could do is, instead of setting that rule, you could filter by the rule in the post build. Actually, I think you could do this on the standard plan too. So you guys could try this out. I'm almost positive on the standard plan you can do this, because you do not need a custom metric to do it. Ownership sum is a summary statistic for all plans here. So in the post build, you can go to your filters, and then what you can do is you can say show lineups with ownership greater than 50, and then I can go and then I can go ownership less than, I'm going to say 81. And then if I save that as a filter, it's going to look at all the lineups in my pool that I built It's going to move the ones to the trash that do not meet that rule. And then it's going to keep all of the lineups in my pool that do meet that filter. And then I've basically taken the two rules and combined them into one filter. So good news about this is that you're having less of an effect on the sims by doing this in the post build. The bad news is that, I don't know what you're actually looking for, but in the range that I set, I trashed a lot of lineups here. So I would probably want to be less stringent here. So it just depends what ranges you're looking for here, but you can apply it in the post build and then see how many lineups you're ultimately getting rid of here. If you're getting rid of more than 10 to 20% of your pool here, I would probably just do it as a rule. That way all of the lineups in your pool are, within the range that you're looking for. And then that gives you the ability to still get a lot of diversity in your build, right? So less available lineups, less diversity you can get to, less mini uniques, all that good stuff. So the more lineups that you start out with that meet this criteria that you want, the more diverse you can get from within that set. So definitely trade-offs there, but those would be the questions that I am asking myself about how I want to approach the slate, what things are more or less important to me, and then make a decision from there. FV said, does the additional prop plan, which can be purchased, have daily plays in MLB? Yes, it does. I know it says NBA props, just something that we need to change that we haven't changed, but it is MLB props at the moment. And then during NFL season, it will be NFL props. So we post one free prop a day in the pro channel, and then you can get up to 6 additional bets each day with the purchase of the prop plan, which will give you access to another locked, behind a paywall channel, which will give you access to the additional 6 props, which are for users on our MLB prop plan. All right. Ryan said, playing some League of Legends today to prepare for the 4 to 5 days because of MLB All-Star break. All I do is just X out support and team for captain spot and let the model do the rest. So this is actually a really good point. MLB All-Star break, I believe, is Monday through Thursday of next week here. So that would be the 10th through the 14th or something like that. So going to be a little quiet, with no baseball here. Yeah, it looks like it's the 10th. Okay, returns the 14th. So it's the 10th through the 13th here. So Monday through Thursday next week is MLB All-Star break. Can't believe we are already halfway through the season here. Pretty crazy. But yeah, so next week is definitely a great time to try out some new sports, right? So try out some League of Legends, try out some tennis, get your feet wet in some of these sports. We've talked a lot recently about some of this content here, but on our YouTube channel, you guys can find playlists for all of these sports, right? So if we go over to playlists and you want to learn about League of Legends, right? We have daily fantasy esports playlist with 3 hour-long videos here. So it gives you plenty of, a really good place to start and plenty of content to consume around that topic here. And then, you can jump in the Discord, jump in the esports channel here. I believe it's esports. Yep, we have an esports channel. And then, you want to learn about tennis. We have daily fantasy tennis. We have, tools and videos to help you learn all of these sports. And then, like I said recently here, Jordan released a video about 2 weeks ago, how to learn a new DFS sport. So I think all of these playlists and videos are super relevant in the summer months here. But good luck, Brian. All right. So we are all caught up with questions at the moment here in the Discord and the YouTube chat here. So while we wait for any last questions to come in, just want to remind you guys, if you guys are not playing over on Owner's Box, highly recommend taking advantage of it. The contests continue to overlay each and every day. You can find contests where they are paying you to play, contests where there is rake-free contests, and contests with reduced rake. The user base is going to be much softer than what you're going to find on other DFS sites like DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo, with a lot of other optimizers and DFS companies not pushing their users to play over on Owner's Box just yet. But take advantage of the soft competition while it lasts here. The best thing that you can do is find the softest games, right? So we talk about, if you're the 10th best poker player in the world, and you are sitting at the table with the other 9 best players, well, now you are the worst player at the table. So contest selection is super important, especially in DFS in 2023 here. But aside from those things, if you use promo code SABER or SaberSim when you sign up, 1, you can get a $500 deposit bonus, and 2, we will track your entry fees for you, and you can earn free months of SaberSim just by playing on the site and nothing else here. So each time you hit one of these entry fee thresholds, we will ask you if you want to cash in on your free month. If you say yes, we will reset your tracking to 0. You will start earning towards your next month right away. And secondly, there is no limit on the amount of credit that you can earn while this promotion lasts. So take advantage of it here. But with that being said, might be a nice short show today, everybody. If you guys are building lineups over the weekend here, question pops in your head, drop it in the Office Hours channel. Let it sit there until Monday. Gets us a steady queue of questions to get started with at the beginning of the week here. So good luck to all of you guys in your DFS competitions over the weekend. I will see you all on Monday. Take care. Good luck. Bye.